Hi. Sorry, let me just skip back here. My name is Jamie Weinstein. I'm a writer in the United States. And you're a delegate from Iran to the Durban Conference, or a part of an NGO?
I'm part of an NGO from Iran.
What NGO? What is the name of the NGO?
The NGO is Ahlul Bayt. In English, it's the family of the Holy Prophet of Islam, peace be upon him.
Okay. And what is your name?
My name is Dr. Akhavan. I'm professor of international law from Tehran University.
Okay. And what do you hope to get out of this Durban II Conference?
I would like to see the further steps since we saw the previous conference about Durban. So in this time, we are looking for to get some new and fresh ideas about, against racism and racial discrimination throughout the world.
Is there any issue in particular that is of you think that this conference should address, or do you think just general issues? It should be general in scope.
If we want to get a kind of practical solution, we should go to details. For general issues, there is no any solution for the human community throughout the world.
Right.
So, for example, in this time, we are thinking about Gaza crisis, about the innocent people of Palestinians. They were killed in Gaza at the beginning of this year, 2009.
And do you have any problems of racism in Iran that you think the government needs to address?
Actually, in Iran, fortunately, it's the idea of the Islamic Republic of Iran, because I am doing law, so I know about the Iranian constitution that is anti-racism. So there is no possibility, according to Iranian law, to get any kind of discrimination. So it is part of Iranian constitution.
There have been documented cases of homosexuals, for instance, being put to death in Iran, and people of the Baha'i faith being persecuted strongly. Are you saying that is not a problem, that the Iranian government is not a problem in Iran? Or?
We are in a democratic community. If the whole community decides something, we are under that discretion. Iranian people, they have decided according to their discretion to have some a kind of limitation on some activities. If it is the law, we are under the law. So it is the law.
But the law can be racist.
Law is under the idea of the democracy and under the public opinion of the people.
In Germany in the 1940s, the law was to put Jews to death and other people to death. That would be a racist law, or do you think that's under the law?
Actually, in international law, I should refer to international law. Some years ago, slavery was a part of international law. Now, slavery is dismissed. So it depends on the idea of the whole people.
So you're saying that, for instance, in the 1940s in Nazi Germany, because there was no international law, it's German law at the time, and it was completely.
That's right. But we should have some kind of standards. If we say we are neutral completely, what is the base to distinguish between right and wrong? So
you think it's acceptable in Iran today to put homosexuals to death, if that's the Iranian law?
It's not the homosexual is not the sentence to death. It's a kind of punishment according to Iranian law that is under the discretion of the people.
Well, there have been shown that some have been put to death in Iran, and others have been whipped and persecuted. Do you find this as an acceptable form of punishment for?
We have some sentences according to law for death sentence. But it's like the United States. You have some people, for example, if they carry some drugs, it's not according to the people. You say it is the law, so they should be punished.
Well,
if I am, for example, a drug trafficker,
yeah.
So you say it is discrimination against me? No.
So you're comparing drug traffickers to gays?
Anything against the health of people, according to our view, is against humanity. So if you think about, for example, homosexual, according to, this disease, AIDS, that is the origination of that one is referred to that. So what can be done? Right. It's a matter of, public.
Do you think that anything at Durban contradicts that law in Iran? Or do you think that anything coming?
I don't think, because they have said, as far as I have seen the draft of the conference, it's exactly according to Iranian ideas.
So you think that the Durban II draft is consistent with what is going on in Iran, the laws that Iran has, that nothing in Iranian law is inconsistent with what Durban is saying?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Right. And what do you think there is a country in the world that is that is the worst human rights violator? Is there a country that is the worst human violator in the world?
Just now I can see what the Zionism that's
so
against,
Israel.
it's a kind of racism. Yes.
Right. And your president has said that he would like to see a world without Zionism, wiped from the map. Do you agree with that sentiment? And what exactly does that mean?
We believe that Zionism is a kind of racism, so it should be out of the whole boat. So it doesn't mean that we are anti-Jewish people. No, okay. We are in Iranian constitution. We have many, concern about Jewish people.
But would you say that Israel should not exist anymore, wiped from the map, as your president said?
About racism, yes, it should be wiped out.
Or everyone agrees on racism, but on a specific entity. Do you think that entity, Israel, should no longer exist?
Israel state is a kind of artificial state, in my own view. I have considered according to international law. So it was not according to the law of League of Nations. It was not according to the United Nations Charter. But that's a different story. But we are in a kind.
So it does not have a right. It does not have a right to exist.
It's according to the international law.
The UN states in 1947 partitioned it. So, but my question is,
the international community. But the countries, they are free to accept or not to accept. For example, in some years ago, I think it was the Roj Khmer, Cambodia. It was not recognized by the United Kingdom. So it was the decision of one country, but the other countries, they accept it. So do you think it was right for the other countries to accept the Khmer Rouge? Are you holding that up as like a beacon of? They are free, but it's a free world. But we didn't accept Khmer Rouge at all.
Yeah.
In Iran.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.